Hey everyone, it's Erica. The painting I'm sketching out is a close-up of a flower to celebrate the start of spring. If you've ever spent any time in the Midwest, you know everything starts to feel different as we roll into the season. Seeing the first blooms and the greens return to the landscape seems to uplift everyone's spirit. I'm using a white charcoal pencil to map out the petals before I go in with my acrylics. And, as always, I'm using the grid method to map out where everything goes and stay proportional to my reference photo. Now I'm going in with pink as a highlight for my underpainting. I decided to use a light pink as my highlight color and a dark green for my shadows to maximize the contrast for my underpainting. As you can see here, I continued working on this project behind the scenes, creating depth in the flower through layers of acrylic. When I first laid down the background, I planned to keep it simple, a muted haze of green so that the flower could be the focal point. But as I sat with it, the green started to feel too flat for a bloom this bold. I wanted the background to feel lively and echo the energy of the petals. I went in with a dark green and added shadowy outlines, hinting at a dense tangle of leaves. Then came the light, adding light blue to mimic how light filters through the foliage on a bright afternoon. Those little pockets of sunlight peeking through. I kept the shapes abstract and playful, unifying the background to our organic subject. This background came down to layering, letting some edges stay loose and others stay sharper. As I got closer to finishing, I started layering in those final touches, refining the edges of the petals, adjusting the contrast in the shadows, and adding just a little more vibrancy to the highlights. Sometimes it's not about making big changes, but about the subtle shifts, softening one edge, brightening a small area, balancing the tones across the canvas. It's all about listening to the painting and responding to what it needs, not necessarily what I originally planned. I also like to step back frequently during this stage. Seeing it from across the room helps me spot things I wouldn't notice close up. It's a lot of back and forth, painting a little, pause, observe, and repeat. And even then, it's hard to say exactly when a painting is finished. Just start noticing fewer things you want to change. The painting begins to feel whole, balanced, expressive, alive in its own way. There's always a temptation to keep going, to chase some imagined perfection, but part of growing as an artist is learning to trust yourself enough to stop. For this one, I finally reached a point where the flower felt like it had bloomed on the canvas, fully, honestly, and in its own time. And that's when I knew I was done. I hope this painting brought a little bit of spring to your screen and sparked your own creativity. If you enjoyed watching it come to life, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more painting videos. Thanks for being here with me. Until next time, keep creating and stay inspired.